Hey, everybody, and welcome to AJS News. We got a lot of gaming news to cover.
But first, a unique sponsor today. I'm not going to cut away or anything. We went to Wizard World here in Austin.
Yeah.
They didn't pay us or anything, but I just thought this guy was really
I saw
cool.
Henry Winkler.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
You saw? Oh, you got a picture?
I met Carrie Owens,
You put a picture up?
Hey.
And Carrie, obviously, the Dread Pirate Roberts. But when we were there, we were going to different booths, and I saw this guy's booth, and he had some badass shirts. And his wife was there selling these shirts, and I, didn't say who I was. I just, bought some and went home. And then I think it was one of our vlogs or something. The guy notices, the actual artist, his name is Chad Howe. He's like, oh, my God, I've been a long-time fan for you guys for years. I sat down the other day. I watched your Sonic reaction video and noticed that it jumped out of my seat. I saw you had my Anubis shirt on, which was this one. So he was just happy that he saw us. And I was like, man, I'm going to throw you up there, because he was like, hey, if you guys want shirts, we'll give you some shirts.
He had some really cool shirts up there. You didn't buy any of the ones that I liked, but I mean, there were some really cool ones.
Well,
so check them out.
he's offering us some shirts.
Oh, I definitely like a couple of them.
I just thought that was really cool, and I was like, you know what? That's kind of what these sponsored sections are. Even though he didn't sponsor us, well, he is going to give you other Joe some shirts, and you now.
Yes.
But just in order to say thank you to him, guys, visit his website. See if you like some of his designs, and he's an artist out there doing cool stuff. Had a little.
What's the name of the company?
Booth Rogues Apparel.
Rogues Apparel.
Rogues Apparel, and we saw them in Austin. So cool, man. Cool shirts. If you like any of his designs, pick one up. Support an artist.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Cool. All right. So let's get to the news. But first. Let's see. Today's Monday, so we've started filming for the Death Stranding review. That's coming first, and then we want to jump into Jedi, Fallen Order, and finish up some other games that we've been working on. So if you guys wanted an update there, the next review is Death Stranding, and then as soon as we're done with that, we're going into the next one. So expect the Death Stranding review this week, and then a new review next week. Okay, guys? Thank you so much. Let's get to the news.
Well, first we actually got a kind of a big deal this week. I mean, the news this whole year has been kind of dominated by 3 or 4 major stories, and this one's coming back. Anthem, we got some information that they may be looking to completely redesign it from the ground up. Now, there's a lot of problems. Obviously, didn't go very well. They started talking about there was issues in development. We've talked about it tons of times. You've done rants about it, but
I mean, I've given them a roadmap of how the game could have been better in the actual review.
They're not going to take it.
If you have all those pieces of armor, if you redo some of these things, if you put more emphasis on the story and the shared world experience, and just come up with actually deliver on some of the things that you were promising, maybe this could pay off for them.
Yeah, the game's developers plan on to overhaul the loot, the quests, the social aspects of the game, the difficulty, the progression system, and the world map. And that's a big deal. That's a lot of things to do. Now, it's really early to give them praise, but recognizing that they can fix it and they should fix it rather than just saying it's canceled is a good thing, right? Because there were some really good things about Anthem. Yeah, there's things about Anthem that I did like. Not a lot of them, but I wish that they would take more of those things and expand on them. So they did a lot of things that were wrong, right? So they built the world of Anthem as one big map. So you can't change. So they want to segment that. That's a big deal because I actually had to look up how they did all this stuff. They built one map and just said this is the game. And so when you change one thing over here, it pops up bugs all over the place. And so now they're thinking about segmenting the game into different sections so they can do different things, try different things out.
Here's the thing. They got a lot of work ahead of them. I want to give some credit. Hey, if you guys are going to do that, then, we'll give it a legitimate shot when you're done revamping it. We've given them a lot of shit. They're taking a lot of shit. But at the same time,
a lot of it's well-deserved, though.
Yeah, no, I agree. But if you consider, it's like, well, why didn't you guys do this sooner? Or if you have the team to rework it, what was going on with all the updates that was breaking stuff? I just don't know if I have confidence that they could do such a major overhaul, and now is where the stuff is really going to start working.
Really? I'm definitely apprehensive about it, but this is what they've announced. But Bioware doesn't look like they're going anywhere, which was something that I was worried about. So they're still invested in role-playing games in addition to Dragon Age 4. that we've got a Mass Effect game in very early development in the Edmonton office right now. So they're still around. They're still working on some things. We'll just have to see if things develop, if they decide to tear things.
What? Did you just sneak in an announcement of a new Mass Effect game?
Yeah, in very early development at the Edmonton office under Mike Gamble, a longtime Bioware producer.
That's a rumor? Because obviously they haven't announced anything like that.
No, that's the direct quote. Very early development, which may just be like they've written Mass Effect on the wall.
We have the
question
title.
mark.
Well,
So
from who?
this is from Kotaku.
And it's a Kotaku person saying they're in. Well, it makes sense because I would like to see
Yes.
Mass Effect again. But I hopefully they get it right this time. So, all right, BioWare, here's your time to turn things around.
Yeah.
Fix Anthem. Start working on the next Mass Effect. Learn from everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I don't think.
Next
they
story.
can
we'll
do
see.
that.
All right. So Google Stadia is another one of the year's whipping boys that we just that we just keep talking about. And we've actually there's been times where we write the stories about Google Stadia, and you're like, look, this is just I'm so tired of talking about it. It doesn't look good. And they released last week.
Do you have the details
Yep.
of the release?
Yeah, they had the initial 12 games, and like half of them were Tomb Raiders, and the other ones were just old. The only game on there that I liked was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I had problems with it. I like Mortal Kombat 11. I like Red Dead. Everything else, like I don't play Just Dance, so I wasn't excited about it. They did
All
add,
right, so we got the launch coming up here on the 19th
Yes.
with the Founder Pack. Okay.
yeah, and so they got some new games. So Attack on Titan is now going to be on there. Final Fantasy 15. Metro Exodus, NBA 2K20, if you want to take part of that,
No.
and then Wolfenstein Youngbloods, which was a very popular game here at
Awesome.
the Angry Joe show.
No, they have one indie title that it says exclusive, but nobody's buying
Guild?
nobody's buying the platform for that. And so many of the features are missing because key features.
The achievement system, that's something that they are tracking what you're doing in the games. So it's not like you won't get your Chivos later on. You still get them. They're just not
just
telling
weird.
you. But so you won't know about them for 6 months. The friend pass is not going to be, or the family
Buddy
pass will
pass,
be there.
yeah.
That's not going to be there. So being able to play with other people. It's
Well,
Stadia-
no, it's you give a code to a friend, and
you
this is coming like in 3 months. Like all these little perks and packages and things that were going to make it appealing are not coming, including the Stadia
This is
Connect,
push it out.
which
Yeah.
was the biggest one.
Yeah, and so according to Google, they said that their approach with Stadia is how it does updates for things like Google Search, YouTube, and other services, a gradual rollout, and then continuous improvement. So they're just going to throw out whatever they've got, and then hope that it just develops and it doesn't go the way of all of the laundry list of canceled Google products, and it sticks over to like the YouTube side where it sticks around for a little while.
Yeah,
That's gonna be hard.
Stream Connect, which was the exciting feature,
Yes.
is not there. State Share, Crowd Play, all the features basically around the multiplayer won't be available at launch. And then Stream Connect, which is the big one, might arrive before the year's end, but State Share and Crowd Play won't be up and running until sometime 2020.
Sometime next year.
Sometime.
And it's
Everything's
like
bare bones.
what it is they're rushing like a motherfucker to get out before xCloud, before whatever Sony is working on, if they're working on something. And it just stinks of desperation. They did this AMA, which I thought would be a disaster. It wasn't. They kind of handled it all right.
They handled it pretty
Of course,
well,
they
but-
picked out the questions that they
Yes.
were going to answer. But guys, November 19th. I don't know. I'm gonna ask YouTube because obviously YouTube and Google. Like, can we get a review copy? They haven't said anything about like sending out review copies. I'm sure they're sending out review copies like IGN and GameStop and stuff.
Well,
but
yeah, because even if it's bad, they get a 9 out of 10. So of course.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just so busy with the game reviews that tomorrow, fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
No,
tomorrow.
no, I'll be editing Death Stranding. And,
I'll
and
do it.
doing
If
all
they
sorts
send
of-
one, I'll just sit there and I'll curse, at the TV when it's not loading properly.
We'll I do have y'all to help me. So I don't know. We may or may not cover Google Stadia at launch. Not even Google is covering Google Stadia.
Well, and then the other issue that is some of the people aren't getting their order. If you pre-ordered in June, you're not necessarily getting it. They're going in order of the people who pre-ordered, and that there's like delayed shipments. Like people who ordered this thing in May, June, July of this year aren't going to get it right away.
I didn't realize that. I thought that this is It's not
out
that
now.
much demand. You're telling me I can't go out and buy it right now?
No,
For tomorrow?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I'm gonna check that out.
You gonna see if you're gonna get one?
Yeah. All the complaints are gonna be like, all right, well, it doesn't have that. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. Well, everything you touch breaks anyway, so of course Google Stadia is
It's
not gonna work. Yeah.
OJ
It's a
will
curse.
bug test it.
We got a little bit of a response from something we did last week. So Bethesda had issues with some people in Fallout 76 that were testing bugs. And so they, of course, they did things that are good for the community. They made Map 76. They did a bunch of other things. But they also did things like spend 8+ hours abusing the system, using something called Cheat Engine to cheat the game and dupe items, and then they weren't necessarily sure if they dropped all of them and deleted all of them, and they didn't report those bugs. So those people got banned. So Bethesda put out, they answered on Reddit. They said, look, we are not banning people who report bugs. Who we are banning are people who spend 8 hours exploiting bugs and then don't report those bugs after they're done exploiting
Keep some
them.
of the items.
Yeah, just because your friend reported it doesn't mean that you report it, because based on the logs, it's an interesting situation. I feel bad for the guy that got banned. If he was truly one of those people that's like, I was just doing it for the betterment of the community and I wasn't duping, then yeah, I feel bad. But at the same time, you spent 8 hours cheating. You didn't report it. So, I mean,
you might still have some items. You're not even.
Yeah, your direct quote is you're not positive that you even deleted all of them. So we got a little bit of a response. There's been some back and forth with people talking about that. You can't be banning people that are trying to improve your game. But Fallout 76 has major problems with people cheating still right now. There's some of the multiplayer aspects where just people are flying around the map and they're clearly cheating. Those people aren't getting banned, and so it just looks extra bad that you've got people
That's
that
awesome.
are flying and not getting banned, but people who are, according to them, exploiting the game to fix the game who are getting banned. So,
Well, yeah. As soon as you use that cheat engine.
it's called Cheat Engine too.
Yeah.
And you spent. I mean, he went in.
What did
and
you use? Cheat engine.
Cheat Engine, and that's actually the reason why Bethesda said he got banned. It's like you were using a third-party program to manipulate the game in a way that's absolutely against the terms of service. That's why you got banned. So
Makes sense.
we got a little bit of a response. So that's something that people were asking about. We got what started out as kind of a funny thing that turned into a nightmare for 2K. Most of their social media accounts got
I
banned.
saw their Facebook.
Oh, and
I didn't
I
see.
thought it
I
was
woke
a joke.
up.
I thought it was a
and-
joke. I looked. I was like, it actually did.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
all I saw was like, we have gotten control of our accounts back or something. I was like, what happened?
Yeah. So on Friday evening, the publisher lost control of its Twitter account, multiple social media pages for WWE, Borderlands, and Civilization.
What kind
So
of stuff did they
it was
put in?
bad. Of course, it just devolved into the worst things. There was racism and just like real juvenile, horrible things. Some of the stuff, like you see some screenshots that were like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then all of a sudden, then the racism happens. It's like, what's wrong with that? So they spent a lot of time trying to get their account back. So maybe your passwords, guys, shouldn't be 12345 or whatever your Twitter password was. But,
Yeah,
Yes,
if you're a big company.
let's-
You need to protect yourself a little better because that didn't look good over the weekend.
No,
Did
definitely
not.
did not look good. What's wrong with y'all?
Nintendo, we actually talked a little bit about this last week. So Nintendo versus the EU. Someone had tweeted out, and it kind of spread over Twitter, that Nintendo was suing the EU in order to retain the ability to deny people refunds for digital
we talked
purposes.
about this. When we
So it's
KFC we was eating.
Yeah,
And
we
we
were-
were like, what? Nintendo wants to ban all canceling of pre-orders. They're like, if you pre-order our
pre-orders.
game, it's ours.
I don't
you
want
cannot
it. No,
cancel.
you take
No,
it.
You
Yeah.
paid for it, you take it. But that's not really what was
it's
going
not
on.
real. I mean, it is technically true,
Cancel
but
pre-order.
it's definitely skewed in a way. So what happened
Give
was,
me the nitty gritty.
yes, last year Norway looked at Nintendo's refund policy and said, look, this violates the EU, the consumer protections laws that we have, saying that if you purchase something, you should have the ability to get some sort of refund. Germany agreed with them, and then December of last year, they took them to court and said, look, you have to provide some refunds for these digital purchases. Now, Nintendo claims, and there actually is something in I think I wrote down, I'm not going to read it, but there is something in the EU laws that says that it kind of leads Nintendo to believe that they have the right to do so. Now, Nintendo did do some scummy many things. So they're not clean in this matter. When you buy a game on Nintendo's platform, you actually are waiving your right, and they make you click this box that says the transaction is done once I click submit, which means that you're just saying I waive my right, my consumer rights to get refunds
Read
later.
the fine print, guys.
Yeah, so you have to do that. Now, what's interesting is these laws still, I mean, this is Nintendo's policy in the United States right now today as well. If you buy a Nintendo product, like a digital product, you cannot get a refund. It's not like Steam where you can play it for 2 hours and get your refund. Once you click submit, you're done. You cannot do that. Now, there's some reasons why Nintendo would be wanting to do that more so than another game based on the length of games. Like if you got to play some of their games for 2 hours, you'd beat them, then you just get a refund. But they've got to do something. So I imagine they're going to have to change their refund policy just a little bit, but I don't think it's going to change all that much. But some clarification on that.
Clarification, and the story was like originally a year old. So where is it now?
Nintendo
is still fighting for their right to cancel your
they're in court.
Your refund request.
Yeah. So the reason why it started coming up is they actually went to court this week. So this should be settled probably before Christmas, maybe as late as January. So they just kind of spent a year not doing anything, getting prepped for court, and now they're in court right now. So they're just kind of deciding what they're going to have to do.
All right, we'll hear from that in the future. But where I stand on that issue is I'm a realist. I'm a gamer, and like if I pre-order something, and then you realize, oh, I don't need it, or my mom got it for me at Christmas time's coming up, whatever. I need to be able to be like, no, I'm gonna cancel.
As long as you haven't downloaded it, right? Or installed the game, right?
Sure.
If you paid for it and you haven't downloaded it, I see no reason why any platform would deny you a refund.
And you got to make sure this is the technology age. I could technically preload it, but because you didn't let me play it, then I should still be able to get a refund for that. And you could delete it from my system or whatever. That's fine. But I hope whatever the courts rule, I know Nintendo is trying to protect their intellectual property and their right to sell something and not have to give everybody refunds. But you also have to keep in mind that it's not going to lead to mass refunds. I mean, it's only if a game, for legitimate reasons, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty bad before you get mass cancellations.
Yeah, and at that point, you're going to give us refunds, or
anyway,
you're suffer worse consequences. But I don't think they've really, put out
any stinkers. No.
But we saw that with PlayStation recently, where PlayStation has a lot of the same rules. We're like, nope, you've played the game, we're not giving you a refund. And then this year, PlayStation gave out a ton of refunds for WWE 2K. It's just saying, look, this game is clearly broken. We're getting your money back, and PlayStation's getting their money back as well.
So when it comes to like clear broken cases, the companies will of their own volition, they'll give you the refunds because they don't want to have to deal with it. But I guess Nintendo is fighting so that legally they don't have to do shit.
Yes.
But I just want to be able to be. Let me cancel my pre-order, which I think you could do. You could still do. Yes or no?
No. Once you click submit and process the transaction, even in the United States, you can't get your money back.
Okay. Well, shit.
Because you've waived your rights.
There you go. Well,
Here's
the thing. Don't pre-order your games unless you are absolutely 100% certain this is a company you want to support. I've pre-ordered games.
Yeah, what could go wrong with a Bethesda game?
I've pre-ordered Cyberpunk. I've pre-ordered Witcher 3. I've pre-ordered some Total Wars. I've pre-ordered games that I know are solid and they're going to be all right. And I want to basically help. Technically, I pre-order things all the time. Kickstarter, but that's board game stuff, not video game stuff. But I've done some video games stuff too. So I'm not against pre-ordering. I'm against pre-ordering from companies that don't deserve your pre-order.
Well, yeah, you mentioned games that we do deserve it. So I pre-ordered Red Dead Redemption 2. And so Rockstar actually had a bit of a rocky start with the PC launch of Red Dead Redemption. And they put out an apology.
They made some great clips, though.
Oh, yeah. They put out some.
Do you have one to play, Joe?
I could find some.
Okay.
Yeah, you find them. Yeah, there's a lot of stuttering. People will get in. There's actually a couple people this Friday when I was actually at Wonko's. People were coming up to me saying they got it. They were really excited to play, and it would not work. They'd start it up, and it would crash their computer and they've got good computers. And the issue was they had a lot of problems with NVIDIA. It says certain graphics drivers, NVIDIA GPU cards, and certain CPUs. You'd think that a company of that size would work with NVIDIA first. It's almost like they're the largest graphics card providers, and then like that's who you want to check with. They said they fixed some of the issues, but as an apology, they are going to give you a poncho, provisions, and ammo because they're sorry.
Like real?
No, in the game. No, you
come
get nothing real. They're gonna give you
Great.
yeah, some like
Wonderful.
chewing tobacco.
Rockstar, you done fucked it up. And
Yeah,
honestly,
that's-
that was one of the companies that I had no problems pre-ordering. But after I've seen, and honestly, what you'd seen with Grand Theft Auto Online, and then Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, I'm starting to be like, what's going on here? And then they have yet another black mark on the record with the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, being a bit of a colossal disaster. So, guys over there at Rockstar, you're starting to tarnish your reputation a little bit. Hopefully, you can get back on track.
Poncho's not gonna help.
No, let this be a wake-up call to you that Poncho is not.
It's
not
not
enough.
enough. It's definitely not enough. Well, we got the Microsoft X019 presentation this week. You guys did a video of it, right?
Yeah, we went through. We saw it with Dell. Went through some of the announcements. I said, "Hey, this is the opening salvo in the next generation war," and Joe said,
No,
nah.
I've seen
No.
this before.
Uh,
You got to bring some heavier.
You weren't
Joe
excited?
felt like
it
it was
wasn't.
limp biscuit.
Limp biscuit?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. There was some big announcements that big announcements, right? So we got Age of Empires 4. So Age of Empires 2 is free to play right now.
Hey,
on
Age of
Game Pass.
Empires 4 is big.
Yeah.
And our friend Pete would be very mad at us if we don't say Flight Simulator.
Flight
is
Simulator.
huge!
Well,
Sim.
yeah, Flight Sim got a bunch of new planes, which is going to be really exciting.
He's a pilot, an
Yeah.
actual pilot.
And he
airline
streams
pilot.
Flight Simulator all the time, yeah. We get new Sea of Thieves content. We got information on the Halo Master Chief Collection. Halo Reach is going to be in there, so you'll be able to play that on Game Pass. Halo Reach will. Wasteland 3, the Yakuza games. Kingdom Hearts also coming to the Xbox Game Pass. Something that I kind of like to see is Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 2, 12, 13, 13, 2.
Yes.
All of them. There's a lot
So
of them.
did it wow you?
Yeah. Well, no.
No, here's the
Me?
thing.
No.
Well, okay, but you guys. All right. No, I'm
But
not gonna
just
say.
saying, like, obviously they were pushing their past. That's what they were doing.
Yeah.
And that's
Sure,
what it's
they're
there
pushing their
for.
past and they're showing you that the companies that they bought are actually working on stuff. But it wasn't enough for you guys. Like Game Pass, whether you like subscription-based service or not, is worth it at this point. Once those games come out and they're $50, it's pretty good deal in my opinion. And then as far as some of the new games, upon further reflection, Rare, it's hard to get excited about it because this was the different Rare. They stumbled with Sea of Thieves. It's hard to get excited about Obsidian's next title because I've heard after the fact, after I made that video, that this is made by a very small team within a subset of Obsidian.
Interesting.
And it is, not very big. It's a survival game. Kind of look at it like Ark. Instead of dinosaurs, you have ants.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
Hopefully
In the backyard.
better polished than that, Obsidian, please. And, and then things, Crossfire.
Things.
Crossfire.
There was stuff.
But that's a free-to-play game, and so yeah, I understand. I understand what you guys are saying, that it was a kind of a weak opening salvo, but Xbox like we're here, we're coming for you. And
I mean, it's a rough time for them to have something like this because we are a year away from the next generation console, so they're not going to really
they're gonna save that big stuff.
They can't wow us completely this year because that's something that's going to they're going to try to do at the the end of the second quarter next year.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, look, we've got this thing coming, and that's when the really shiny things, real big things are going to come.
There you go.
So.
2020
so.
is going to be very exciting, and then 2021 is where you're going to have the full effect of all the consoles, right? But 2020, in the lead up to the holiday 2020, that's where we're going to see and can actually make a judgment call on whether Xbox can turn this around, because I want to see them succeed. I mean, honestly, I was a big Xbox fanboy when Xbox first came out, that big black system with the big Duke controllers.
I love that.
And,
Halo 1 and everything was great.
Yeah, and I was like, Sony's, it's old, antiquated crappy,
Now.
George Foreman grill and shit. And now I'm completely the opposite. It's like, what is my Xbox is a
Collecting
paperweight.
dust, honestly.
Do
Collecting
something.
dust, papers, do something. And I would like to see it flip again, or at least not a flip, but just a heavy
Competition's
fight.
good, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to it. Especially with some of the technology that the new consoles are going to come out with. I better try to future-proof my stuff. Maybe get a better TV for it. Maybe get whatever. But just be ready for it. Start saving up now, because if we're going to get both consoles, hopefully there's going to be some badass games at launch.
The last thing I want to talk about this week is, so Bethesda has like an interesting future ahead of them. And so one thing that they've been doing is they've been acquiring some studios. They acquired a mobile studio, but they acquired actually a fairly large other studio. And I thought that you guys, one of the makers of one of the best games of 2018, Human Head Studios, who did The Quiet Man. They just bought that studio.
I hate you so much right now.
Bethesda bought
Bethesda
them.
Bought Human
So
Head.
they also did Prey. They did
hold
Rune.
on. So there's more to this. This is one that I've been covering for a long time. Prey 2, Prey 2 that you'll never get to play.
Yeah,
and
no,
see.
it's gone.
Bethesda thought it was a shitty game, and they didn't want to bring it out, and they completely destroyed it, and then let them go, and then they did that new Prey, which some people say is great, but I kind of would have rather have played that other Prey 2.
Yeah.
And then Human Head Studios went on to make Quiet Man, so I was like, whoa, man, that's kind of a
Still
downgrade.
scarred.
from
I'm scarred from that. Still.
one of the best games we'll never play to one of the worst games we have played.
Yeah.
And now Bethesda comes back to them.
Yeah,
They're
so-
like, oh, man, what you're doing with Prey, that's not good enough for us. I know everybody's excited, but it ain't good enough for us.
Yeah.
But that Quiet Man, damn, that's my jam. Let's fucking
So
buy.
you telling me there's gonna be a Quiet Man 2?
I don't know if there's going to be a Quiet Man 2.
Are
But
you saying there's a chance?
so
No.
Human Head Studios, the
No, because it's Square Enix that I think owns the rights or whatever.
yeah, I think they did.
So
But-
if anything, that spells doom for
Yeah.
all Quiet Man 2.
Human Head went under. It's no longer an entity, but every single person from Human Head is now in Roundhouse Studios. So Bethesda offered every employee of Human Head a position at the new company. So all of the people that were there to make that wonderful game that you enjoyed so much will be there under Bethesda's wing now, and they'll be able to make new games for you guys to enjoy.
Maybe
At least the
they
video
could
content will be
be
funny.
like, hey, that was bad.
Yeah.
Let us teach you. Maybe.
Bethesda's going to teach them how to make something that just works, right? Like it just,
it just works.
yeah.
Well, the Quiet Man worked.
I'm looking
terrible.
forward. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to the Prey Quiet Man Doesn't Return 2.
Yeah. Well,
Let's not make that happen.
We're going to combine the two games.
No.
well, that's all we got this week, guys.
All right. Thank y'all guys so much for watching. And
Yeah, be sure to
check
subscribe.
check out these
Ding or
cool
dong.
shirts from just a cool vendor that we met at WizCon, and actually they're really comfortable. They're not like
Yeah,
the
they're
shitty
good. They're
shirts.
good quality T-shirts.
Those are the soft ones.
I'll get mine
that feel
soon.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I want one.
And yeah, so look forward to Angry Review this week and many more coming.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much. See you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.